Hey YouTube, this is Little Rocket Cutie 2005, also known as Andre, back here with ya, and I'm here to give you guys a little movie review. This was actually requested by a couple people, Hacker727, who also goes by the name Hero Statue Collector Lou here on YouTube, and also LunariaClair wanted to see me review these movies, but I'm going to start with the sequel, which I watched for a second time tonight, as I said in my earlier video from today, but the movie I'm talking about is Firestarter 2. Now, I can't say that I like it better than the first Firestarter, but it was still pretty good in its own right. It takes place 10 years after the first one. Oh, sorry, my nose itches. So, Charlie's like probably 19 or 20 in this one, and you may if you've seen this, you may recognize the actress who plays her, but she was only in one other movie, and that was Queen of the Damned. Her name is Marguerite Moreau, and she's the one who's playing Charlie. You've also got Malcolm McDowell playing Rainbird, who actually survived being burned alive in the first one. How he did it, I don't know. I can't explain that, but they actually do kind of give you some flashback scenes, but it's not footage from the first one. They use new actors and another little girl playing the younger version of Charlie, and they actually show what happened. But basically Charlie's all grown up, and she's still on the run from the shop, which is now called Systems Operations, and Rainbird is still after her. He still wants her power, only this time there's like this board, and the people that he works for have this project called Radiant Thunder, which is this group of these 6 creepy little boys that all have different powers. Like, their leader is a pusher like Charlie's father was. There's 2 telekinetics. There's one who has a scream like Sindel from Mortal Kombat, where you actually see sound waves coming out of his mouth, and it's enough to blast you back into the wall, as you see in the movie, which it happens to Charlie because she gets blasted in the wall in her first encounter with these boys. You also have one who wears these sunglasses because he has no eyes and he's psychic. And let me see. The pusher, 2 telekinetics, the psychic. There's a 5th one that no, the 5th one's a screamer. Then the 6th one is the creepiest of all. He's one that they call an energy sink. He's able to suck up, like, life, any kind of energy you can think of. And in his first encounter with Charlie, he actually starts taking her power, and he wants more of it. So, but basically the story goes that there's this private investigator, like a bookkeeper or something like that. He's like a lawyer, and he's looking for the survivors of the Lot 6 program because the Systems Operation Company wants them killed off so that they can get Radiant Thunder underway. And basically what Radiant Thunder is it's these 6 boys are like this new project in warfare, and it's taken them a different number of lots, as you soon find out. These 6 boys are the results of what's known as Lot 23. And basically Charlie has to face these 6 boys, and that's basically where you get to the final showdown, because it's Charlie against these 6 boys, and it's a really cool final battle. But even as Charlie says, once she starts, she's unable to stop. And that's basically what happens, because the final battle takes place in this town that was all wired because for the project of Radiant Thunder, and basically it was supposed to be a bank robbery, but Rainbird's still after Charlie, so basically Charlie's like the ultimate test for these boys. And basically in the final showdown, the other 5 boys back off. The telekinetics back off, the pusher backs off, the screamer backs off, and the psychic backs off. But they all back off except for the energy sink, and he's the one that Charlie has the hardest time fighting. But she even warns him, you know what I can do. And he's like, you know what I can do. and she basically just wraps him up and starts giving him a dose of her power, and she gives him so much of her power that it's enough to knock him out. But that's basically where it ends, because it ends with the lawyer. Rainbird kills the lawyer who was helping Charlie, and of course that sets her off into blowing up this entire town and facing off against the 6 creepy boys. But basically you get kind of a happy ending, you know. Rainbird, he finally gets killed with a fire kiss of death because Charlie kisses him, and she basically burns him to nothing but ashes. And it basically ends with Charlie leaving on a bus, and that's basically where it ends. I mean, you can't get much more than that out of it. It was originally on Sci-Fi as a 2-part miniseries, and it's also known as Firestarter Rekindled. Now, I didn't see it when it was on TV. It was on TV way back in like 2002, and I wasn't as big into the Sci-Fi Channel then. I'm still not big into it now since they've changed it to Sci-Fi, SYFY, or however they spell it. I don't like the change, because I can't even say why I don't like the Sci-Fi change, because they don't really, all their movies are pretty crappy. I don't watch many Sci-Fi Channel movies, so it's not a real big thing for me. But I'd have to say, out of 5 stars, I would give Firestarter 2 probably a 3.5 out of 5, because it was decent for what it tried to do. The casting was okay. I mean, you got Dennis Hopper as like the last survivor of the Lot 6 project, and he ends up escaping in the end because he gives Charlie to Rainbird, which sets the stage for the final battle. And I think you got Danny Nucci, who is, I think he's the lawyer that's helping Charlie out. I don't know any of the other cast members or what they've done, besides like Malcolm McDowell, who of course was in Clockwork Orange. He was in both Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. He's really done a lot. He's like the big star next to Dennis Hopper. Marguerite Moreau, as I said, she only did this and Queen of the Damned, and we haven't heard from her since. I wish she'd come back and do another movie, because she's a really good actress. But one cool thing about Firestarter 2 is there's a couple scenes where Charlie's getting it on with... There's one scene, like in the beginning, she's in a club and she's dancing. This guy comes up behind her and starts dancing with her. Well, he takes her out... She takes him outside and starts, you know, to get it on with him. And she feels her power rising up, and she's like, I gotta go. And she just runs off into this alley, and everything in the alley just starts bursting into fire, and even the pavement is bubbling up like lava. So you can see pretty much how strong Charlie's powers have become. And there's another scene later in the movie where she's basically getting it on with the lawyer who's helping her, and her power rises up again, and she runs off. He turns on a light, and his whole apartment is just scorched. I mean, not burned, but it's like the phone's melted, his laptop's destroyed, you know, there's scorch marks on the ceiling, the walls, his lamp. It was just really it was just a really interesting sequel and a really interesting take on the Firestarter story. But I have to say that the original is still my favorite, and I probably will review that in the next couple days here. But like I said in my earlier video from today, I have some reviews on the back burner. But that was Firestarter 2, and I know Andrew Ballino wants to see me do the Wrong Turn reviews, and I will be doing those, but it may take me a little time because I'm going to have to watch all 5 of them back to back, or do one a night, like watch 1, review it, 2, then review it, and so on and so on. I've also got the Bakshi films to review. I want to review The Hills Have Eyes 1 and 2. There's just a bunch of stuff in my collection that I'd like to watch and review, but I'm always open to requests. If it's in my collection, I'll watch it and review it for you guys. I'm sure Buffyxenaman would do the same thing too. If you'd like to see him review something, just leave us like a PM or a comment, and if it's in our collection, we'll try and fit it into our schedule. But I think that's all I can say about Firestarter 2 and what's going to be happening next for us. But once again, this is Little Rocker Cutie 2005, also known as Andre, telling you to enjoy life, enjoy some Skittles, enjoy some Starburst, and in the immortal words of my faithful partner Chris, eat some chicken, and I'll see you guys later.